Hi everyone, my name is Dana. Today I'm going to talk about a very interesting topic, prices in Baku. This video will probably be more useful for those of you who are planning to stay in Baku for a longer time, but I think it will be also interesting for those of you who are just traveling here and maybe after getting acquainted with our prices, you might consider moving to Baku too. So I want to begin with food. I determined a few main categories, and as I'm not the one doing grocery shopping in our family, I asked my mom for help and advice on prices, and I converted all the prices in dollars so that it's easier for you to navigate and get some idea about our prices. In this video, I'm going to talk about food that you can find in supermarkets and cook at home. But I'm going to have a separate video about Azerbaijani cuisine, which I will film mainly in my favorite restaurants that I recommend to all of my foreign friends visiting my city. I will show all the famous meals and the prices in this restaurant, so subscribe now to my channel and hit the notification button in order not to miss out this very useful video. And let's get started with this one. I recorded all the prices in this notebook and I'm going to have a look at it sometimes because obviously I cannot remember all these numbers. So number one is meat. Azerbaijani people cannot imagine their lives without meat. You can find a kilogram of beef with bones for about $8. And if you want more comfort, you can find a kilogram of beef without bones for about $11. You can find two types of chicken being sold here, broiler chicken and a chicken from the village, or cholpa as we call it. Broiler chicken will cost you around $3.50, while a chicken from the village will cost you from $4 to $5. You can find a kilogram of chicken wings for $3.50 and a kilogram of chicken breast for $4 to $5. We don't normally eat pork here, but you can find it in specialized markets in Green Bazaar, and the kilogram of pork will cost you around $6 to $8. There are numerous types of sausages around the world, but in Azerbaijan, the most famous ones are kolbasa and sasiska. Both of these words are quite from Russian, so don't get surprised. There are various brands of sausages in the market, but on average you can find a kilogram of sausages for around $10. Another item that is present at all tables in Azerbaijan is bread. You probably heard about tandir, a type of bread which is baked in special urn-shaped ovens. It is famous in the Middle East and in Azerbaijan as well. You can rarely find tandir in supermarkets, so look for it at special small tandir shops. One tandir will cost you 50 cents, just as an average white bread. Rye bread in Azerbaijan will cost you around 55 cents. The fruit. I can assure you that the fruit and veggies in Azerbaijan are very cheap. So in order to keep this video as short as possible, I decided to include only two fruit, apples and bananas. There are different types of apples, but a kilogram of average green apples will cost you around $1. A kilogram of bananas will cost you around $1.50. Vegetables. A kilogram of my favorite carrots will cost you around 60 cents. In winter, tomatoes and cucumbers can get expensive, but currently the prices are going down a little bit and you can find a kilogram of tomatoes for around $2 and a kilogram of cucumbers for below $2. You can find a kilogram of potatoes for around $1. A bundle of any type of greens will cost you, wait for it, around 10 cents. How does that sound? The next category is breakfast. First of all, milk. In Baku, many people find a person who is coming from the village and brings milk from there. My family does the same. A liter of such milk will cost you around $1. A liter of packaged milk from the supermarkets will cost you around $1.50. One of the few things that are a bit more expensive in Baku is lactose-free milk. A liter of, for example, coconut milk will cost you $7. I know that Western people love eating cornflakes with milk for breakfast, so you can find cornflakes for around $2.50 here. There are lots of types of honey depending on which flower it's produced from, but on average you can find a kilogram of honey for around $14. You can see how much I love Nutella. The jar is almost empty. This jar of 350 grams will cost you around $4. It's impossible to count the number of Dutch cheese brands in Baku, but on average you can find a kilogram for around $10 to $12. There are lots of types of white cheese in Baku as well, but I love only this type of white cheese and it costs around $10 per kilogram. Sour cream of an average brand will cost around $1.50 or $2 here. In the supermarket you can find one egg for 10 cents. But if you're buying eggs from that same person who is bringing milk from the village, you can buy it for around 20 cents. Raise your hand in the comments if you also love spreading butter on rye bread for breakfast. A kilogram of butter will cost you around $12 here. When it comes to vegetable oil, a liter of it will cost you around $2.40. A liter of olive oil, however, will cost you around $4.70. What I also love eating for breakfast is oatmeal porridge. A carton of oatmeal will cost you around $2 in Baku. As I mentioned the cereals, let's talk about buckwheat and rice. You can find a kilogram of buckwheat for around 60 cents here. A kilogram of round grain white rice will cost you a little over $1, while a kilogram of long grain white rice will cost you a little over $2. A kilogram of granulated white sugar costs around $1 in Baku. If you buy wheat flour by weight, you will need to pay around 50 cents for a kilogram of it. But if you buy it in a package, you will pay around 80 cents for a kilogram. This 500-gram package of ketchup costs over $1. And this 750-gram package of mayonnaise costs around $3. A few words about the drinks. It's a well-known fact that Azerbaijani people love drinking tea. We buy half a kilo of Azer chai tea for around $8. But if you're a fan of coffee, you can find this type of coffee for around $7. I'd like to finish the food section with nuts. You can find walnuts, hazelnuts, almond for an average of $10 for a kilogram. Now let's continue with accommodation. In Baku, two-room apartment is not the same as two-bedroom apartment. Here we call an apartment with one bedroom and one living room a two-room apartment. I think one of the best locations to live in Baku is near Gençlik metro station. It's just one station away from the city center, or 28 May, or 28th of May. In the neighborhood of Gençlik metro station, you can rent a decent two-room apartment from $300 to $400 a month. Now let's talk about utilities. To give you some context, we are a family of three. We live in a three-room apartment, which means we have two bedrooms and one living room. We are paying around $15 for water a month. We do not have a combination heater in our apartment, so we're heating it with an air conditioner. That's why in winter and summer our electricity bill is the highest. It can reach $41 to $47 a month. In autumn and spring, the non-peak seasons, we pay around $9 for electricity a month. In warmer months, we pay around $4 for gas and around $7 in colder months. And we pay a fixed price of $11 for internet. We are using CityNet. Transportation. Now the shocking news is coming. One ride in a bus or metro in Azerbaijan costs you around 25 cents. Majority of buses and the metro in Baku accept payments only with this special card. You can buy this card in the metro or special machines placed at the most of bus stops for over $1. You can fill this card with money at those same machines, but I highly recommend you do it online because you can not always find these machines at the bus stops. I will leave the link to the website where you can do it online, and I recommend you to do it in the evening so that you have it on your balance the next morning. Now let's talk a little bit about taxi. I checked the price for the trip from my home to Park Boulevard, which makes around 4 kilometers of distance, and it made a little over $1. Now when I was editing this video, the prices for taxis have risen a little bit, so now the same trip will cost me around $1.60 with a 20% discount. In the peak hour, of course, taxi will be more expensive, around twice or 3 times more. Now, if you don't fancy public transportation and you do not like taxi, you can rent a car. Rent car services start from $20 per day in Baku. Now that was it for today's video. Of course I could not cover all the prices for all the items in just one video, so if there's something left that you are interested in, just leave it in the comments below, and if there's a lot of questions unanswered, I will make part 2 of this video. Don't forget to share this video with anyone for whom it could be useful, and don't forget to like it if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!
No matter what we bring, we still are made of greed. This is my kingdom come. This is my kingdom come.